Hi guys, and welcome to Escape Wheel Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're going to be reviewing the Militado ML08. I received this watch for free. I don't have to send the watch back, but no matter how I get a watch, I'm going to review it fairly and honestly on this channel. And if by the end of this review you find yourself wanting to pick one of these up, I'll be leaving two links down in the video description. One of them is to the official AliExpress store. One of them is to the official website. The AliExpress link, that is an affiliate link. The official website, that is just a normal link. Either way, it's going to take you right to the watch and where you can purchase it. The retail price for this watch is $79 US. That's before any taxes, sales, or coupons or anything like that. It's listed at $79 retail on the official site, but has been pretty consistently at the $65 range since its release. And I'll also be providing you a coupon right here, hopefully. They said that they would provide one, so I'll put one right here. And that should get you another $5 off, bringing the price down to right around $60 US. The watch is only available in this colorway here. You have the black dial with a faux patina, and then the black and tan strap. That's it for right now. The watch case is made of 316L stainless steel. It has a sapphire crystal with air coating, a screw-down crown, screw-down case back, 100 meters of claimed water resistance, and then the watch is powered by the Seiko VH31 sweeping quartz movement. So there's no doubt that this is a Hamilton Murph Homage. There's plenty of them out on the market. I do think that this is the nicest one, and I think after this review, you'll agree. So I say we get into it, but before we do a quick wrist check today, wearing the Watch Dives 1861 Speedy Homage. Absolutely loving this watch still. Yeah, just go check out the review for that up here. All right, so let's get into the dimensions. Got a case diameter of 38 millimeters, case thickness of 10.6 millimeters. We've got 20 millimeter lug width, lug tip to lug tip of 44.3 millimeters, and on the supplied nylon strap, it weighs 57 grams. So I think the size on this thing is perfect for me. I love these 38 millimeter field watches. Really nice compact lug to lug as well. The thickness is under 11 millimeters. There's not a whole lot to complain about. So I like the way that this thing wears. I'm going to go outside right now and throw it on my wrist for you. And here we are on my 7.5 inch wrist, and as you can see, it wears great. I love this 38 millimeter size in a field watch. I think it's just perfect for me. You got two layers of strap underneath the watch there, so it does sit up just a little bit there, but it is a pretty thick strap. But I do still think it looks really good. I like the light play off of the polished bezel. You can see here underneath the oak tree, struggling maybe just a little bit with reflections, but not too bad. So I think the AR coating on this thing is pretty good. It could be better, but yeah, it's not too bad. And popping out in some more direct sunlight there, you can see the dial itself gets a little bit washed out, but it's still pretty legible. But for the most part, during the day, it's not an issue reading the time on this thing. It's yeah, perfectly acceptable. I think it looks really good too. What do you guys think of that? All right, let's go throw down a couple straps and we'll get back to this review. And here we are on a single pass raft strap. The single pass brings it closer down to the wrist. I think it looks much better. I just like this color combo, and this is the one I've been wearing it on mostly. I think it looks really good. This is from CNS Watch Bands. I'll leave a link down below for it. Here we are on my current favorite rubber straps. These are the FKM cut to size straps. These things are awesome. I'll leave a link for them down below. This one in a kind of a muted green color, which I think just looks really good on this watch. And there you can see sitting right on the wrist. Really nice and thin profile on this thing, and it hugs the wrist beautifully. And lastly, here we are on a black leather strap with some kind of khaki color stitching. I think it looks pretty good. All right, let's go back inside and let's get back to this review. All right, so let's talk about the case finishing. So case finishing is a mixture of brushed and polished surfaces. You have a high polished bezel here. The polishing is done really nice. It's a small surface, but I don't see any imperfections in it really. No waviness or anything like that. It's done pretty nice. It's very low profile as well. You can see here the case sides are horizontally brushed. Again, it looks very nice. Even getting up real close, you can see here they did a very good job on it. Circular brushing on the tops of the lugs there, brushing in between the lugs as well. Flipping it over to the crown side, you have a 6.5 millimeter screw down crown. It's unsigned and is fully polished. I wish they would do something with that. It does kind of just stick out a little bit. Maybe just circular brush it, or find a logo that they can use that they can put on there. It would be a lot better in my opinion. In removing one side of the strap here, you can get a look at the sterile caseback. Circular brushing, simple notches to get a tool in there. You will need to get in there to remove or to replace the battery every couple of years. But yeah, it's a very simple caseback. Nothing offensive about it at all. It's nice and smooth. There's no sharp edges or anything like that. Circular brushing on the bottom of the lugs. There's not really any sharp corners. The inside of these corners, they are a little bit sharp, but the outside edges, ones that are going to be contacting your wrist and you're going to be feeling most, it's nice and soft and rounded off. So they did a pretty good job with the case on this thing. All right, so let's talk about the crystal on this thing. First things first, we'll test it for sapphire. It is positive for sapphire. So the specifications say it is a double dome sapphire crystal with clear anti-reflective coating. The AR coating, it is clear. It is not the best AR coating. It's not the worst AR coating. Definitely could use a couple more layers, but it's actually, I have a Hamilton khaki field mechanical with an upgraded Crystal Times sapphire crystal with AR coating, and this crystal is actually better than that crystal. So yeah, it's just not a great crystal. It's just not a great dial to show off a crystal like that, I think. But either way, clear anti-reflective coating, and it does a pretty good job of keeping the dial nice and legible. And you can see here, very subtle dome, really subtle dome, but it looks nice, keeps it nice and clear at the extreme angles. Again, it's not the best crystal, it's not the worst crystal, it's just kind of somewhere in the middle, but definitely above average for a watch in this price range. So let's get to the dial on this thing. So the dial is fully printed, as you can see there. There's no applied aspects to the dial at all. Minute track printed around the outside with 5-minute increments in there. And then you have your hour track around the inside with big bold numerals. Those are loomed. Then you have your 3 hands here. It's a simple 3-hand movement. 3 hands, no date or anything like that. Really nicely done. I love the long tips on the syringe minute hand there. You get your cathedral hour hand, and then a nice long seconds hand sweeping along there. And you can see all the hands are brushed, so they're very contrasty against the black. Sometimes when you get a polished hand set, they can get lost from time to time. So not the case here. These ones, they look really good. Getting up real close, you can show you the finishing on the hands. It's done pretty nice. It's pretty coarse brushing, but it's still done pretty nice in my opinion. The big thing is the hands are a great size. Nothing really seems out of proportion. That's a big thing that other brands kind of miss. This one is really nicely done. The logo there, very nice and minimal. I don't have an issue with that. I know some people will. I know that's some sort of a British military symbol. Obviously, they have no ties to the British military, but for me as an American, I have no real issues with it at all. No other text on the dial or anything. It's nice and clean. But yeah, I think they just nailed the proportions on it. The hands are fantastic. They look awesome. I will pop up a Lume Shot again. So here you can see it against a couple other watches in the collection. It definitely doesn't hold up against the Willard. I didn't expect it to, but it does an okay job. The lume on this watch is not great. It's not terrible, but it's definitely better than like a Pagani design, but definitely not as good as some of the other watches in this price range. I think they could have done a little bit better on it. Like I said, it's not horrible, but it's not great either. All right, let's talk about the movement and the crown. So the movement inside is the Seiko VH31 sweeping quartz. So you get 4 ticks of the second hand every second there, but then you get the accuracy and reliability of a quartz movement. These things I rated at plus or minus 20 seconds per month, but in reality, they're more like a couple seconds a month off. So they're very accurate. They've been reliable for me. I love these movements. They're fantastic. This one is operated by this 3 o'clock screw down crown. Again, nice and smooth screw in and screw out action. You're not winding the movement or anything like that. You pull it out to the second position there, and it immediately hacks the movement. There's no ghost date position or anything like that. It's just a simple 3-hand movement. This is where you set your time. Everything functions as it should. The hands don't jump or anything like that. It's a great movement for a watch like this. Again, screw in action, nice and smooth, picks up the threads immediately. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to complain about here. Yeah, so these movements, they are great. Battery life, I think, is 3 years on this. That could be a little bit longer, but the trade-off to that is you're getting that 4 ticks per second. So I'm happy with that trade-off, and I think you guys will be too. These movements are great. All right, so let's talk about the strap on this thing. So the strap, again, really nice from Militado. I haven't had a bad strap from Militado, really. I think they offer pretty decent straps for the price. This one is just a nylon strap, so it's not anything fancy, but you can see here, fully brushed hardware, which matches the case, sewn in, which is good to see. Sometimes they just kind of melt these things together. The buckle, again, perfectly acceptable. It's nothing fancy, but it's not bad either. You can see here, we got plenty of length here. I'm able to tuck it in. You can see just a little bit. I'm able to tuck in just this little tail here. The end of the strap isn't fraying or anything like that, so I've got no real complaints with it. I like the look of it. It's that kind of ribbed nylon strap. I think the color and the texture of it it really goes nicely with this watch. I've been throwing it on other straps randomly here and there, but yeah, I think this one included is fully serviceable, and I think it looks fantastic. So I really don't have any complaints with the strap. So there you go, guys. That is the Militado ML08. About $60. You're getting a crazy good value. The movement inside is awesome. You're getting a sapphire crystal. You're getting decent lume and a decent crystal on this thing. The strap, nothing fancy, but definitely something you can use. The case finishing on this thing is, I think, above average for sure. So is the crystal. And then they just nailed the proportions on it. There's nothing that seems overly big or overly small. They just did a really good job with the proportions on this thing. And if you guys are in the market for a Hamilton Murph Homage, I think this is the one to get. So I think that's it for me. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.